happened, and they moved us to a synagogue across the street. I do want to thank Chief Chan for coming out, making sure that we were okay. Thank the mayor for reaching out, and the police commissioner. I do want to say I feel like I have a decent relationship with the police commissioner, the commanding officers in the precincts, and the new Commissioner Chan, as well as the past commissioner. I also want to say, because I think it's our responsibility to young Black and Latino men who are going to face this type of thing. In every situation, there are two sides, and two sides can do things differently. I do want to say and encourage that it might be a good thing for young Black and Latinos who find themselves in this situation to step away from the situation, collect badge numbers, and come back later with a complaint. That could ensure that no one gets hurt and no one gets killed, as we've seen happen. I must say, however, that does not justify what happened. At the moment you realize you are talking to an elected official and a high-ranking aide, something should happen. There should be some dialogue that changes. Adding insult to injury, we understand that some comments were made by the NYPD saying that a punch was thrown and that Mr. Foley and I were separated until our IDs, the identification could be determined. That saddens me as we try to take the high road and make sure that people continue to work the police. Telling a bold-faced lie, particularly to the people that you're lying about, disturbs us. How can we take seriously what the police will say in the future if they will lie to us about us? I defy the police to find one shred of evidence of any police officer punched in the face in that incident. I defy you to give the press any shred of evidence. If that was the case, why were we only ones detained and then released? Also, as you can see in the pictures, our identities were clearly told and clearly shown. What they are saying are bold-faced lies, and I would ask them to please stop, because it does not help us do our jobs properly in working with the police, which is what we really, really would like to do. The commissioner did speak to me and assured me there would be an investigation. What we want is policy changes. Police procedure and policy changes. This is not going to be an anti-police rally, because that benefits no one. We want policies and procedures to change. And we do have to acknowledge that if I did not look the way I look, young, Black, with locks and earrings, was another young Black male, if we were elected officials of a different persuasion, we are sure that things would have been handled differently. The vast majority of people who would disagree with this statement are not Black and Latino. We need people to believe what it is that we're saying. There is no disease that can be cured without first acknowledging that there is a disease to begin with. Young Black males are treated differently, repeatedly, on a repeated basis. Just last month, I was stopped in my car. The police officer said they wanted to just ensure that I owned the car. These things happen on a regular basis. If it can happen to myself, an elected official, and it can happen to Mr. Ford, who is a high-ranking aide to a citywide elected official, please imagine what can be happening to our young Black Latino males every single day. And I will say this. This was a select group of police officers that we need to make sure get reprimanded, some kind of discipline meted out.
Yes.
The commissioner will say that he does not want people to take the actions of a few bad police officers and take that to mean that the entire police officers are bad. We would ask the same. Do not take the actions of a few bad Black and Latino young men to mean that all Black and Latino young men are bad. We must have reciprocity in what it is that you are asking. I was well within my rights to be doing what I have to do. I should not have to turn away. I should not have to do anything but get the respect that I deserve, one, as a human being, two, as an elected official in the city of New York. As a matter of fact, one of Justice I have a legislation now that comes from Detective Hutchinson, who's soon retired, who was a community affairs officer and saw something wrong, spoke to me about it, and we have legislation in there now that comes from him. So I understand that not all police officers are bad, and some actually want to do good. But we have to get this problem fixed, or it will only escalate problems. So I just want to say thank you for everyone coming. We're going to have Mr. Foley speak next, and I appreciate that the council speaker, Queen, is here, and I know she has to leave, and then we'll get her up. We will be answering questions.
Good morning to the members of the community who are here with us, to our members of City Council, our elected officials, Public Advocate deBlasio, Borough President Stringer, Comptroller Liu, Speaker Quinn, and all of the various leadership of the community, the Reverend clergy. We are very grateful that you all have assembled here today in light of all of the shootings and the mayhem that this city has endured over the past couple of days. It's sad. It's even more sad that we have to be here today instead of praising the NYPD and the thousands and thousands of good officers who put their lives on the lines every day to protect us. We have to focus on a few bad apples. But nevertheless, we are here today not so that we can further victimize ourselves, but so that we can highlight the real critical issues that are at stake here. The issues that are plaguing our communities are far beyond a couple of young public servants who happen to be attacked or happen to be abused or happen to be disrespected. This is about the thousands, the tens of thousands, indeed the hundreds of thousands of African American and Latino males, people of color in this city and across this nation who are enduring abusive policies by police departments all across this country. Amen. We're here to talk about issues that go far beyond Jumaane and myself. We're here to highlight issues of stop and frisk. We're here to highlight issues of marijuana arrests. We're here to highlight issues that the NYPD have been using to terrorize our community. And not all police are bad. Indeed, most police are good. As we speak right now, my uncle and godfather, who is a 30-year veteran of the NYPD, is lying in a VA hospital fighting for his life due to various diseases. I've had plenty of other family members who are law enforcement, and I was raised to respect our authorities. I was raised to respect law enforcement because they are the line between us and chaos. But when they blur the line themselves, then society as a whole suffers. When we cannot count on the NYPD, when we cannot count on law enforcement to hold the line between us and chaos, then society itself will unravel. We are here today in the week preceding up to our commemoration of 9/11. And instead of talking about the heroism of the police officers, NYPD, FDNY, Port Authority Police, and the hundreds of other first responders who put their lives on the line and indeed lost their lives, we're here talking about the few bad actions of a few bad apples. Sure. Now, I'm not here, as Jumaane said, I'm not here to beat down the police. I'm here to make them better. I'm not here to beat down the authorities. I'm here to make them better. Part of my portfolio in the Public Advocate's office is to review criminal justice policy. Part of, indeed, my entire adult life, I've been fighting against racism, fighting against police brutality. Before coming to the Public Advocate's office, I was the National Director for Criminal Justice for the National Action Network, of which the Reverend Al Sharpton is the president. And I've traveled the country fighting against injustice.